how's it going? I'm Cindy from PhoneDog.com, here with the Sanyo Taho from Sprint. It is a rugged phone. It meets military standards for ruggedness. So it's water resistant, shock resistant, it's even wind resistant and dirt and dust resistant. So I have tested out and put it through some rigorous PhoneDog testing to see exactly how durable it is. So we're going to check out the test footage, then we're going to get on to a full review of the Sanyo Taho. It's $99 from Sprint. So we're going to do a full review, but first I have to thank the guys at Best Buy Mobile for sending us the Taho. One of the great things about Best Buy Mobile that you've probably heard us talk about before is that they handle the rebate for you. So when you get a phone on contract, a lot of times it's $99 after a $50 mail-in rebate. And you have to wait 6 to 8 weeks or 46 weeks for that $50 mail-in rebate to be sent to you, the money to be sent to you. But at Best Buy Mobile, they handle the rebate in store, so you just pay the price that's on the actual sticker and you don't have to worry about waiting for the rebate. So thank you Best Buy Mobile for being so awesome. Thank you guys for watching this video, the Sanyo Taho review from Sprint. I'm Cindy from PhoneDog.com. Let's go check out that test footage. So here is the Taho after putting it through that testing, dropping it from a balcony and tests like that. You can see there's some scuffs there, and then on the edges, the corners, there's some more scuffs. Actually, the outside held up pretty well. I did have a problem where there's sort of a seam right here you can see, and so that kind of popped out. I had to pop it back in, and then this molding right here actually did pop out a little bit. You may not be able to tell from the video, but you can see it's kind of popped out. Just little things like that, which are kind of expected. It honestly did not hold up as well as I thought it would, or as well as other rugged devices have. Also, another thing that I noticed is that the flip mechanism, after I dropped it a couple times, it's not, it just doesn't work as well. It's more loose, and then sometimes when I pop it, it kind of feels like it's about to break every time I open it. And so I was going to drop it just a couple more times to test it out, but I actually didn't because it already felt like it was going to break. So it wasn't as rugged as I thought it would be. The odds of you dropping it from the height of, a second story balcony are remote, from dropping it just the height of, having it at my ear, on a phone call. From that height, it seemed to be okay, but it really wasn't as rugged as I thought it would be. And I also reviewed a similar phone, the Casio Ravine, and it held up much, much better. And I thought that would be a problem because this phone, it's more of the squishy rubbery. I mean, it is very solid, it's hard plastic, but it does feel more of the squishy rubber rather than the hard plastic. And so, I was kind of worried about that. So anyway, bottom line, not as rugged as I thought it would be, but still, durable enough. You can see the hinge is sort of loose there. So other than that, a pretty basic phone. Interestingly, it does have a pretty decent camera, 2 megapixel camera with an LED flash. Also has night mode, cell timer, different things like that. So, and it was a pretty decent camera. It took a couple test shots. You don't expect anything wonderful, but it is nice to have the flash. And then if you are outside a lot, because it's a rugged phone, you can use it as a sort of flashlight if you'd like. So if we go into the menu, you can see just basic Sprint options here: messaging, history, photos and videos. Nothing spectacular. This display here is a 2-inch display, has a resolution of 240 by 320, so it's a QVGA display. Again, very basic. Now, battery life, it does ship with a 1050 milliamp hour battery. You can see you have to unlock it. This keeps it waterproof, so you unlock it and then you can take it off. So it ships with a 1050 milliamp hour battery. Battery life wasn't that great. It went dead much faster than I thought it would, because I'm thinking, it's a basic flip phone. So I let it sit on standby thinking it would last, a good week or so, but it really only lasted probably about 4 days on standby. So I was kind of disappointed in that. And then once I started using it, it drained a lot faster. So battery life wasn't, again, it was kind of disappointing. And then the phone does have a headphone jack. You can see here, 2.5, not 3.5. The phone also ships with a micro SD card, which is kind of interesting. It's underneath the battery cover. Ships with a 1 gig micro SD card, supports up to 32 gigs. You know, you may, if you'd like to, you can add some music to the phone and use it for that, but overall it's a basic phone. So if we look at this main panel here, pretty basic. You have the 2 soft keys that will change depending on which mode you're in. This is just a D-pad. This is an actual button, selection button. Camera, back, talk, speaker, end. The keys are pretty big, you can see, and then they're raised. They have a nice dome to them, so they're pretty easy to press. And that number that that sound that you hear, you can turn that off. So if you don't like it, you can just turn it off. It's not too big of a deal. And you know, it was pretty nice, pretty easy to use. Volume rocker, micro USB charging port. There's a lanyard strap for a strap to keep it safe. Speaker key. This, again, it didn't really have much functionality except for the fact that you could make calls while still having the phone off. So if I hold it down and lock it, then I press it again, I have the option to redial the last number that I dialed. I have the option to redial it, and then it will call it, and then without even opening the phone, you can use the speaker, and then the microphone will pick it up. You can just have a phone call without actually opening the phone, which is actually a nice feature. And the speaker was pretty loud. I tested it out, and I was pretty impressed with the quality. The microphone, even though, you know, it's closed, so the microphone is down here, I picked it up very well, so I was very impressed with that. It's a nice feature to have if you're out working and you're outside and you can't just open it up. You can just use that to dial. It does only dial the last number that you called, so not entirely convenient, but it did work very well. So basically, you know, my overall impression of the phone is that it is nice. You have, you know, the flash and the camera. It's a rugged phone. It will probably be durable enough, but it's not as durable as I expected, and it's not as durable as other phones in the same category that I've tested. So, you know, I'll throw that out there. The Casio Ravine that I was talking about, it's on Verizon. So, you know, if you're on Sprint, you know, this is pretty much your only option. It's $99 on contract, a little bit expensive, but you know, if you need a rugged phone, it's there and you can get it. So Sanyo Taho from Sprint, $99 on contract. I would sort of recommend it if you're not going to be too terribly rough on it, but it certainly didn't live up to the test that I put it through when I compared it to phones of the same caliber that I've tested out. So there it is, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure and check out phonedog.com. We do reviews on all kinds of phones, as you can tell. Rugged phones, messaging phones, feature phones, smartphones, all kinds of phones. We even throw it in tablet every once in a while. So check out phonedog.com. Also our Facebook page, facebook.com/phonedog. Right now we're having a huge sweepstakes. You can enter to win one of 100 tablets. Now you can choose between an iPad, a Galaxy Tab, or a BlackBerry Playbook. So if you win, you have options, but we're giving away 100, so the odds are definitely in your favor. Check out facebook.com/phonedog for more information on that. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. My screen name is It's My Job to Know. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm Sydney, and I will see you guys later.